Hey, it's me, Big P, and I wanted to do a quick video going over my current project in the Sentinel League. Um, it's right in its infancy. As you can see, we're fresh into maps and we're still wearing, a lot of leveling gear here, just a tabby and 7 leagues, build room, stuff like that. It's going to be a cast on crit Exsanguinate as an assassin. It's something I've done before as an Inquisitor, and this time we're going to focus on scaling the poison, or rather, it doesn't have an inherent poison, but we're going to scale it using poison damage. A quick look at the tree here. I am using a um, someone on PoE Ninja who actually just hit like level 100 with the build as inspiration. Might end up doing things a little bit differently. And yeah, I mean, it's basically just going to be me trying out something and seeing if it works. Right now, the damage feels very good. I mean, I would hope so. If you buy, I don't know if you can see, I have the Awakened gems here. That's a fun part, just something to dump some currency into. Let's run a tier 5 map, and yeah, we'll show you exactly what's going on with the build. Talk about why you might want to do this, why you might not want to do this. It's a little bit awkward, but Exsanguinate as cast on crit, it's kind of nicely gets around the mana issues that a lot of cast on crit builds have now. If your skill has a mana cost and if you're proccing it, pay attention to the procs on the toolbar there for Exsanguinate if you want to see how quickly it goes. And if you're not familiar, Exsanguinate can chain, so that makes it actually pretty good for coverage. In terms of mapping, if you link it with chain support, it's gonna, the hit portion of the spell we're not really concerned with, because we will be scaling poison damage. As you can see, it's got pretty great coverage, as long as you can, I mean, it's still technically melee because you do need to proc the spell using a cyclone. But, you know, just a little spin and you tag everything and everything dies. I'll go over some of the pieces of gear, what we might have to invest into. I mean, obviously we're going to need to get actual, whatchamacallit, an actual chest piece. That might be something. Those are usually pretty big for spell builds. Probably, you know, just something to throw some currency at and see. And just to say, hey, yeah, I did it. So here's the boss, tier 5. Decent for now. I mean, we've got a, I mean, the gem is level 23 now. Probably should just buy a 2120 Exsanguinate. I can't imagine it's too expensive. But we're obviously going to need the strength for that. And int actually is a pain point from the build already. As you can see, we only have a flame dash at level 15. We have a wither. I'm going to use a wither totem setup, I believe, for single target. But honestly, I feel like this might not be that great of a bosser just because Assassin is just kind of a paper ascendancy. And I'm probably, I mean, we're gonna try and get spell suppress capped just because that's nice to have. We're gonna run determination and maybe try and get some armor bases that, you know, help boost the armor. But yeah, that's basically it. It's just cast on crit. Nothing too fancy. The weapons, I mean, I really don't see another way of getting better than a cold iron point for this. 2 of them, maybe we use 1 in a shield, but I mean, like, the difference between +3 and +6, probably pretty insane. Let me go show you the helmet. Like, we pretty much put on everything that we were planning on using. I have a decent helmet here. Could probably craft it a bit better. I bought the base and threw some currency at it, threw an essence at it to get the mana reservation efficiency, because we're probably going to need that. Right now we are running Purity of Elements instead of things like Determination. Might not need to run Vitality, but like, I don't know, life gain. We have good life gain on kill because of Noxious Strike. Recover 0.5% of life per poison affecting. Between that and the recover 3% of life on killing a poisoned enemy, that's pretty fantastic recovery while mapping, but it's very awkward in bosses because you're kind of like chunking yourself with the 148 life cost of the Exsanguinate. Like, you have to actually pay that cost. That's why you don't have to have that much mana, but you're paying life, and we don't have that much life. I mean, obviously our gear is going to be a bit better than like stuff like Tabula and whatever. So we are going for actually the build I'm following does use just this life and mana gained on hit with attacks because you're doing a lot of attacks with Cyclone. And as you can see here, we only have 3 labs, and we're getting Deadly Infusion from the Forbidden Flame. Again, I'm going to link the build that I'm basically following. I'm going to do a couple things different, like I'm going to try and use Mage Bane. I think we have a lot of decks, and I kind of don't think I'll be able to get Spell Suppress Cap just purely on gear. We're going to try that instead. And I don't know what to do with like gloves and stuff like that. Like, you know, there's probably there's really good rare gear you can craft in every slot. I bought this for like a little under 2x or something like that, just to spare on hit. It's the tier 2 one, unfortunately, so I might actually end up buying another one. But for now, this is fine. A little bit of strength and res that we need, and channeling skills -3 to mana cost, which makes our cyclone cost 1 mana, because without it, our mana regen isn't fantastic. I think the mana gained on hit would help there, but like you don't, you know, the difference between that and just being able to indefinitely cyclone by just your natural mana, I mean, that's kind of what you want. As well as I bought a corrupted one with +1 max res, Ungos Harmony, but I'm not really sure if setting your critical strikes do not deal extra damage sets your critical strike multiplier to 100, and I kind of think that, you know, we can get a lot of use out of Perfect Agony in the build, just because we'll have a bunch of multi available to us, might as well use it. But again, we'll see. The build is just in a very basic state right now. I'm going to do a bunch of experimenting and crafting and buying, and probably try and do as much of it as I can on stream. But you can check my profile in the website if you want to check it out, or just leave a comment. Probably have a more updated video by the end of this weekend. But yeah, I just wanted to go over, say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Past week has basically just been magic finding on a Deadeye. I probably will do another video. I pretty much have done in the past couple leagues now, since I'm basically magic finding every league. Just a small primer on what I've been doing, and just like strats and just ideas, what's changed this patch and what you can try for yourself. But that's basically it. I just want to do a little update on the channel, because I'm still playing, I'm still here, and yeah. I'll keep you updated. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.